Hi!
We're here!
Yeah!
Oh, boy.
Welcome, everybody, to Sidewalk Slam.
Yeah.
The show where we look at wrestling storytelling and storylines and narrative across, 3 different promotions we talk
Four, technically?
4, I guess, that
But
we talk about
3.5.
from various different degrees.
Yeah.
Last episode was sort of all about WWE because, of course, it was the enormous Royal Rumble episode.
Yeah.
This episode is going to be, by and large, NXT TakeOver Portland.
Yes.
And, you know,
It's still fresh in our brains.
yeah, because it happened at time of recording last night, and it was a barn burner of a show. So we want to talk about it. Yeah, and we will catch up on AEW in one of the next shows because they have a pay-per-view coming up as well, and we'll catch up on WWE as well. I can give you a quick TLDR of WWE.
Yeah, give me a TLDR on Raw.
Well, because this is the thing, it's the road to WrestleMania, right?
Yes.
But before the road to WrestleMania is a much shorter road to Saudi Arabia. And so, like, all their storylines right now are, like, mini feuds leading to the Super Showdown that we're not going to cover.
Nope.
So it's just like, you know, there's been a lot of, like, there's, like, the Royal Rumble happened, and then it's like, and we're going to find out everything falling out of that soon. But first, these little feuds that we're going to deal with sooner, and then we'll pick up the WrestleMania stuff with, like, when they do Elimination Chamber. And it's like, oh, all right. Okay. Cool, I guess. Ricochet has a match against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, the Super Showdown?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He's gonna
die.
He's gonna throw that man like a lawn dart into the Black Sea.
That was kind of like what we said when he was going to fight AJ.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, wow, he's going to kill AJ.
Yeah.
AJ is going to die. SmackDown has been fine. There's actually better than fine. I think SmackDown's been pretty good.
Good.
I was watching it yesterday. I caught up on this last week's episode. And there's a lot of, like, really cool little storylines going on. Like, the Otis one is really good. The Otis and Mandy Rose storyline.
Yeah.
Goldberg's back, by the way. And he's just fighting The Fiend.
Huh.
I think at Super Showdown.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they are. Yeah, right.
So
get that oil money.
Goldberg's back. Yeah. And there was a really funny, like, so Goldberg was like, had like a satellite interview, and he's like sitting on this weight bench, or like his bench, like a bench press bench at like his home, I'm assuming, or something. And then, or Vince's office. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bench in there. And he like does the interview and he like acts all mad. He's like, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Like, nobody talked. First of all, no one talks like that. And then he's like, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, you're next. And then he like pulls his earpiece off and then just gets up, like does that weird, like, you know that weird when you get up from something that you're sure you don't want to hit anything.
Right.
He doesn't want to knock anything over. He like slowly gets up and he does that. And I was like, oh man, Goldberg didn't want to hit something. Like, he was just like doing this real slow, like crouched over. Yeah, it was really funny. And so, yeah, Bray Wyatt's fighting Goldberg.
Some people were upset about that because Goldberg was advertised for that episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
But he only appeared via satellite.
Yeah.
So some people were.
He's technically there. Also, Hulk Hogan showed back up.
He's not technically there. He's technically on satellite. Hulk Hogan's back again.
Yeah, and I was the only one who's like, isn't he still a racist? Like, everyone's like, it's Hulk Hogan.
Is he gonna do? I assume he's gonna do stuff in Saudi Arabia too.
Yeah, he got to get that paycheck, brother. He had a interview, like a promo interview with Bray Wyatt. So Bray and Hulk Hogan were talking. And Bray was like, are you sure you don't want to end up on the wall like the rest of these smucks or whatever?
His wall of
friends. Sorry, Mandy and Otis had a date on Valentine's Day this last Friday.
Oh, wow.
And Otis was like getting ready for it. And then he showed up to the date, and Dolph Ziggler showed up just before Otis did and sat down in Otis's seat. So that means that Dolph takes the date, I guess. Right?
It's like when they beat up Sami Zayn at the Rumble, and they're like, Sami Zayn beat up Ty Dillinger at the Rumble and was like, now I get his spot. And everyone's like, I guess that's how that works.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, look, a beautiful young lady sitting by herself. I sit in this seat. This is now my date.
Right.
So like Otis saw Dolph and sitting there across from Mandy talking, and he was like all dressed up and like tuxedo, no sleeves, and he like dropped the flower and he's all sad and he walks away. It was really sad. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't good, but it was just funny that Dolph was like, this is my date now.
And he sad hulks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how that ended. Well, we don't know how it ends, but there's still Roman and Baron Corbin. I was wrong. Roman and Baron Corbin are still fighting each other.
Why?
They're having a cage match at the Super Showdown. I think
God.
that's the end.
It better be.
Baron Corbin got covered in dog food because they had a loser has to get covered in dog food match.
Oh my God.
Okay, so SmackDown hasn't been perfect. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not going to sit here and defend it, but I am going to defend it and say that it wasn't actually that bad.
Who gets custody of Dominic?
So yeah, they had that,
right.
and they got to cover Baron Corbin and dog food. And that's pretty much it, really. The New Day is feuding with
The Usos,
Miz
right?
and Morrison.
Oh, Miz and Morrison, right?
Yeah, Miz and Morrison are having a match with them at the Super Showdown.
Yeah.
And Roman and Baron Corbin, and I think that's pretty much it. Daniel Bryan is. There was actually a great segment with Daniel Bryan was gone for like a week, and then he came back, and then he was backstage, and they were showing they showed the promo of the Fiend beating him up at the Royal Rumble, and Daniel Bryan's sitting in the back doing that WWE thing where they're watching their own thing and they're like tying their boots or something.
Ooh, was he standing off to the side?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's the best when they like watch TV and they're like.
They made fun of that on AEW.
Yeah,
there's a bit where Arn Anderson is backstage watching a TV like that, and I can't, Excalibur or someone on commentary is like, where did he learn to watch TV like that? That's weird. Who watches the TVs that way?
And then Heath Slater comes in.
Oh,
Heath Slater still has a job.
Slater's back.
Yeah, Slater's back. So Slater's like, dang man, like Boomhauer, like comes in like, dang man, I wouldn't have let Bray beat me up like that. Like if it weren't, like he literally did. If that were me, I would not get whipped by Bray Wyatt. And Daniel Bryan was like, what? And so Daniel Bryan takes him out into the ring and beats the crap out of him. I was like, sick. Okay, yeah.
This is the beginning of the redemption arc for Heath Slater, and then he can hold a world title, and then finally all members of 3MB can hold a world title.
Well, Drew hasn't held it. Well, I guess Drew was NXT champion. Does that count?
Yet. Oh, I guess.
Does that count as a world title?
I mean, we'll get there later tonight.
Yeah.
There's a potential.
Yes.
There's an argument there. Briefly on Raw, there was Andrade got suspended for a wellness policy violation.
Yes.
Because apparently he was on vacation. And they were like, you have to come to Random Town, USA tomorrow to do your test. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, well, then you've failed the test and you're suspended for a month.
That sounds like a dream I had once.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were naked and Charlotte was there.
Yeah.
But like not in a good way.
No,
Yeah.
never in a good way.
Andrade and Charlotte are dating. Anyway, so now Humberto Carrillo has, because they didn't take the title off him.
Yeah.
So Humberto's got nothing going on. So Zelina Vega is like, oh yeah, well, Humberto, while Andrade is out injured, because he's out because Andrade injured him by slamming him to the concrete floor, not because of a wellness policy violation, because they don't acknowledge those on camera. Now I have nothing to do because you've taken away the person I'm managing. So now this new person I'm managing, and introduces Angel Garza from NXT.
Oh yeah,
Who is cousins of Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah.
They're like actual cousins.
not like Samoan cousins.
Yeah, no, like legitimate cousins. And then they have a fight. So now Zelina's got Angel Garza, I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Rusev is. Rusev hasn't been seen.
He's heartbroken, man.
So okay.
No, he's not. He's actually super happy.
At the Rumble, we were told, we never saw anything, we were told that Rusev and Lashley got into a backstage altercation and were rendered unable to compete, which is why neither of them were in the men's Rumble.
Yeah.
And we have no idea where Rusev is.
I think
But Lashley was in a
code for contract dispute.
I think so, or wellness policy violation or something.
No, I don't think I heard anything.
Lashley was in a triple threat to face Brock, which Ricochet won.
Yeah.
And basically that feud is being continued in a battle by proxy with Lana and Liv Morgan.
Oh, okay. Cool.
After the Rumble, does a plot gully open up and everyone fall into it until they can crawl out of Saudi Arabia? Is that how this works?
Yeah.
That's a
Basically,
real good way of putting
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's weird.
Plot gully.
If you thought the WWE
last
writers were listening
rainforest.
to the show before, they're not anymore.
Yeah. No.
There's nobody that works at WWE that watches the show.
I found
Somebody did say one time, they're like, there's people in corporate who listen to the show. And
I
was like,
found
oh, yeah?
not corporate, I found an email in an address that we never checked that was like 2 years old from someone who works backstage. Like this was someone who did like lighting.
Really?
And they were like, you don't know how right you are about some of the things you were saying. And apparently I need to find this email again.
I need to see this email.
I need to find this email, figure out when it was sent, and then look at episodes of Raw around that time.
To see how right we were?
Well, no, because they hinted, they implied that there was going to be sidewalk slam colored lighting in a backstage segment.
Ooh.
That was the implication from the email, but I never actually went back to look at old episodes.
How come you never told me about this?
I forgot.
Probably one of those things where it's like, I'm going to wait to see if it happens and then point it out, you know?
Don't want to get all
and then
excited. And then you'd be like, hey, did you notice? Yeah.
Who knows if that person even works there anymore? Yeah. But
that's wild.
If they do, I hope they're still listening.
Especially after emailing us from a WWE IP.
No, they emailed us from a burner account. Literally, it's they emailed us from like a like jack25 at mailinator.biz or what, like one of those like randomly generated. They were literally like emailing us anonymously,
which actually made it more believable that this is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
That's wild.
Well, yeah. What you don't want us coming on this podcast to be like, hey, got an email from Jeremy Phillips who works backstage at shout outs to our man J Phil over there, working grip
thanks for the hookup, brother.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's wild. Yeah.
So we haven't talked about NXT in a while.
Yep.
And this is a chance to talk about NXT because it's NXT TakeOver, which is on a Sunday. Weirdly,
they get they are Sundays now.
Yeah,
they get their own pay-per-views.
Well, I think because this was going to be before. This got moved because Elimination Chamber got moved or something got bumped around. Anyway, so the live from Portland, Oregon. I didn't even look up where this was broadcasting from. I'm a fool.
Portland, Oregon.
Well, no, but I mean the.
It's not the Minute Maid Dome. It's probably like the Kool-Aid.
No, it's something Portland. So it'd be like the
Clocks on
Brutal
Birds.
Brewery. Some like you know what I mean, like fucking microbrewery stadium.
Yeah,
because we're from Portland. That's all we do.
Sharp Mallard Fizz.
The Moda Center, formerly known as the Rose Garden.
Me and Beach were close.
Moda is. Oh, the arena is owned by Vulcan Incorporated. Which, it's the estate of Paul Allen, who was a huge Star Trek fan.
Oh.
Yeah, so yes.
This is the only thing I know about Star Trek.
Yep. So there you go. Live long and prosper.
Yeah. That and the test that you can't beat.
The thumb goes out.
That I can't say the name of.
The Kobayashi Maru.
That one.
The thumb goes out.
Yeah.
The thumb goes out?
The thumb goes out.
I'm going to do this to make everyone mad.
You're really...
Found your thumbnail.
Perfect. So, what a card. I was talking to someone, and they were saying that there was no match on this card they were not excited about. And then I looked at the card and went, I agree with you.
I agree with When I've been looking forward to this for a while. So,
but first, some live music from Poppy.
Yeah.
Do you remember Poppy?
No.
Okay, so she started as a YouTube personality, and her bit was that she was like an android pretending to try to be human, and she was like this very strange, ethereal girl doing like very unusual performance arty kind of YouTube videos, where she was like an android,
like Bjork.
And then she started doing music, and it was very sort of pop. I was going to say very poppy, but very like bubbly, sort of keeping it with that persona. But everything old is new again, and new metal is back, baby. And so here's Poppy's new album, I Disagree, and this is the track Fill the Crown, and it is boy is it new metal. It's like the background.
They're dressed like zombies.
And it's very like her like high pitched woman vocals over discount Marilyn Manson music.
Now, you said you watched this with your wife.
Yes.
And what did she have to say about this?
I'm repeating everything that she said.
Okay.
It's like less interesting Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
backing music, and then kind of, yeah. It's like, it sounds very late 90s.
Was she lip syncing?
I don't know.
Because it didn't sound like it was like a...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Not that I'm like, hey, I'm not hating. I'm just saying like, hey, you shouldn't lip sync ever. I'm like, if you want to do it, it saves your voice, especially if you're doing like a concert every night. Like that's untenable, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Poppy performs.
Yep.
Cool. Gets the crowd going. And, live music is sweet.
It's provocative.
This is a hype crowd. Opening contest.
Yes.
For the NXT North American Championship.
Yeah.
Your boy Keith Lee defending against Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah.
In the most rubber match, because as they say on commentary, their record 1-on-1 is 1-1-2.
They have 2. Yeah.
How do they have 2 draws?
Well,
I didn't see them.
I didn't see them either.
All right. Okay. Well, then.
So I saw both their wins, and I thought this was the third match, but I guess I missed a couple.
I don't know.
That's
Apparently
wild.
They've had 2 no contests or something. I don't know.
I don't know. You ever want to watch 2 construction vehicles fight?
Yeah.
That's this match.
Like, it was amazing. This match was wild.
Yeah, this match was so good.
Yeah. I will say there was a lot of, over the course of the evening, there was a lot of kicking out of a lot of stuff that I wouldn't think that someone would be able to kick out of. But boy, was it exciting. It was.
Yeah, I like that stuff when they like, if the crowd's into it, because like if the crowd's not into it, then it just seems ridiculous, right? But if you're kicking out of like all this stuff that's like quote unquote ridiculous, then if the crowd's super into it, then it just makes it okay, right?
Yeah,
like
the crowd was very, very.
This crowd was awesome all night. The whole night they were awesome for every match.
Keith Lee has so much charisma.
Yes.
Just standing there, not doing anything. He's got so much charisma. Also, he hulks up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen someone do that in a while. He'll be like getting beaten down, and then he'll just be like, I have decided to not get beaten down anymore, and just be like, and stand back up again, Like, I didn't think people could get away with that in 2020. I didn't think you could get away with being a Hulk Hogan, like, just like, I'm decided to now get stronger. But apparently you can. But I mean, also Dijakovic, like Keith Lee, he hit him with a power bomb.
Yeah.
And Dijakovic bounced up to his feet and just started yelling at Keith Lee again.
Yeah, that part was awesome.
It was amazing.
But like leading up to that, there was like a big like avalanche, like kind of like a fireman's carry slam that they did that looks scary as heck.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of slams on the apron, which is the hardest part
of the ring, which they didn't say.
Yeah, they didn't say it once.
I know. Disappointing.
Yeah.
I will say, commentary.
Kevin Sorrow disappointed.
The commentary team of Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix, they just worked together so well.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Again, further commentary from Kathleen that they just interfaced very well with one another and were constantly like setting each other up for things, and the commentary flowed so smoothly.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. And Mauro Ranallo's just...
He's awesome.
He's so excited.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
At one point, they're like fighting outside, and then Keith Lee does that thing where he like slaps their chest, and the whole crowd goes, shh.
He goes like, he puts his fingers up to his mouth and is like, shh, shh, and everyone's silent.
Like the whole arena is dead silent.
You could have heard a pin drop.
And he just like winds up, and you hear, bang! And then he like hits his chest, and it's this loud slap, and everyone's like, oh! And then the crowd goes, shh, to make him do it again. So they yell at the crowd, shh, and then fucking winds up, bang! Hits him again. So loud. And then there's like a Dijakovic super kicks Keith Lee into the same chair that he was sitting in.
Yeah.
And then Dijakovic does a springboard like somersault to the outside and hits Keith Lee when he's sitting in that chair. Like
between the commentary tables. It seems very dangerous.
Yeah. There's a lot of things they did tonight that I was like, that seems reckless.
Yeah.
But hey, especially the next match, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but I mean, this match
is awesome. Keith Lee wins with oh God, I can never remember the name of the stupid move. It's like the AA, but
the Big Bang Catastrophe.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Damn it.
Is that a Dragon Ball reference? That's not a Dragon Ball reference, is it? Because his power bomb is the Spirit Bomb, and that's a Dragon Ball reference.
Is it really?
Yeah, Spirit Bomb, dude. Fucking, you know when they see the thing where they're all they're all putting their arms in the air and they make the big. That's the big ball that little Goku makes.
Yeah,
or not little Goku, but is it little Goku? Is it Son Goku or Goku Kakarot proper?
Dragon Ball Z?
I don't know. When he does the Spirit Bomb thing, when he makes the big bomb go.
Sure, yeah.
Is that like
is there like a
Dad Goku, or am I talking about fucking Gohan.
Gohan is who you're thinking of. Okay, good.
Yeah, Baby Goku. Whatever. They're all the same.
You're right. They're all the same.
I know, right?
I'm not even being joking about
I
it,
know.
Adam.
They're all the same.
I completely agree with you. Dragon Ball Z sucks.
That's exactly what we're all saying.
Kind of
yes.
hot in these rhinos.
Also, Maura Ranallo from Abbotsford, British Columbia.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't
He's
know he
one
was
of
from
us.
Abbotsford.
Yeah, used to announce for Stampede Wrestling as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Our boy. When I say I was watching this with Kathleen, she was trying to do some writing, so she was sitting beside me on her laptop and routinely just got completely distracted by what was happening in the ring. Because this was she watches me watch a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
And her not even halfway through this match, her review was, "This special's good enough to watch on 1x speed."
Oh, that's the biggest compliment we can give wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was. I was watching this in real
Yeah,
time as
real
opposed to
time.
like 1.5 or 2x speed, which I sometimes watch wrestling on.
Sometimes I used to watch when we covered actually when I had to watch Raw. That's what I watched at 2x speed,
Yeah.
but everything else is fine for the most part. Yeah. This is good
right.
enough to watch at 1x speed. Man, that's a t-shirt. That is so good. Oh man.
There's a bit where when I was watching Raw,
Yeah.
where it was that match to determine who was going to face Brock Lesnar, right? And it was Bobby Lashley and Ricochet, and I can't even remember who the third person was. Seth Rollins. Yeah. And the match starts, and I said, I'm just going to skip ahead till somebody interferes. And I clicked once. I just clicked forward like a minute and a half, and it's like Kevin Owens is out there, and Samoa Joe, and the Authors of Pain, and Buddy Murphy, who's just Murphy now.
Yeah.
By the way,
he's just Murphy.
It's so stupid. Anyway,
RoboCop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought too. I wanted to make, damn it, Peach! I was gonna make a RoboCop joke. Second show in a row, I just took that $5. I can take that $5 out of my pocket.
Who even let me on this show?
God.
so yeah, I was just like, I'll just skip ahead till someone interferes. Click. Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
You know, Kathleen falls about laughing because I'm just like, yep, called it. Yeah. So after this match, Keith Lee helps Dominic Dijakovic stand back up. They shake hands, they hug, and then Keith Lee also helps him like up to the second rope so
was
he can
good.
pose
That
in
was
the
a nice little
corner.
touch, yeah.
It was really, really good. It was the crowd
I'm
was
surprised. Did anybody get mad about
so
that?
in for
I'm
both
sure
these
somebody
guys.
got mad about
I
that.
don't think
Did Jim
so.
Cornette get mad about that? They're supposed to hate each other.
I mean, Jim Cornette gets mad about
That's
all
my
kinds
Jim
of things.
Cornette impression. That was they're supposed to hate each other. God damn. He's a heel.
You son of a bitch. All right,
Yeah.
so
You son of a bitch.
next
Yeah.
is the first NXT women's street fight
Yes.
at a takeover.
Yes.
Which they only appended that last thing once and then just sort of which implies so there's been a women's street fight on like an episode of NXT, just
Yes.
never at a takeover.
Never at a takeover.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hardly worth mentioning in that case. But here we are. It's finally it's all come to a head. Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai, former partners, former best friends.
Yeah. There was a great little video package showing
Yeah.
like all their little like them training together and them and why she did it and stuff like that. I was like,
And it does all come back to when Rhea Ripley picked Tegan Knox to be on her War Games team.
Yeah.
It was like, you're on the War Games team. And Dakota Kai, you can kick rocks. She didn't even
you can cram walnuts.
she didn't even say like you got to take
her
off. She was just like, "Oh, you two are here. I pick you for the team."
Fine. I'll choose Wade Boggs.
And then
Like,
Dakota Kai just like awkwardly leaves, and Tegan Knox doesn't say anything, and so it was all like, you know, because it was, you know, like, oh, if you're not going to speak up for me, then you know, were we ever truly best friends?
Yeah.
sort of thing. You know, if you know,
I mean, it makes sense in wrestling, like in the universe of wrestling and how wrestlers think.
It was very like
Why wrestlers turn on each other? That's
Yeah.
a completely reasonable response.
It was very like, I now think that you would stab me in the back, so I will stab you in the back first.
yeah.
or just
You can't hurt me if I hurt you first.
yeah, or hit you in the back with a garbage can. That's also a thing that might happen.
So this
This was a really good street fight.
I loved this match. This might have
Yeah.
been my favorite match on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Like, so Tegan Nox comes out in the beginning, and then Dakota Kai ambushes her during her entrance.
Yep.
And I think Tegan turns like the tables after that initial ambush and throws Dakota into like the guardrail, and her face just goes bang, like flush against it. And I'm like, oh god, this match, they're both gonna die. Like
Yep.
the second that she threw her into that guardrail, I was like, someone's dying tonight. And they came close, man. They came real close to killing each other. There was
Yeah.
like headshots with trash can lids. At one point, Tegan Nox like German suplexes Dakota Kai onto a trash can,
Yeah.
and it looked awful. I was like, oh my god! Like I'm sure that they're professionals; they know what they're doing, but still, that stuff's gotta hurt, right? Like,
When you see you can tell how bad the bump really is when by how quickly the referee moves in to check on them.
yeah,
Right? If the ref is just like, well, got to make a show going over there and be like, oh, you okay down there? You all right? Okay, cool. Or if the ref's like, holy shit,
are you okay?
diving in. Like, you know.
What else? They like, oh god, they just beat the hell out of each other, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
This match was great.
And there was a moment where Tegan Nox could have gone for a pin and was like, no.
I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah, this is the face, by the way.
Yeah.
Is like, no, you've been putting me through hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you pay for this.
It was awesome. Yeah. And then like Tegan Nox pulls out a chain at one point, like a big heavy chain. Which
wraps
wasn't as
around
like
her
it wasn't
fist
as bad
and
as the what was it? Was it Triple H and Batista when they had the chain?
Oh yeah.
And they were like whipping each other with it and stuff
yeah.
like that.
No, it didn't actually whip her with it, but
No.
did like
Just like
wrap around
did
her
very
hand,
wrestling stuff with it.
punch
right?
her with it. Yeah. Dakota Kai duct taped Tegan Nox to the turnbuckle at one point.
Yeah.
Like duct taped her hand to it and then did was it just a drop kick or like a flying knee or
was like a
something?
flying knee.
Did one of them and then did another one so hard that she came off of the tape, like ripped the tape off.
Yeah, it was
Hit her-
awesome.
She hit her so hard.
This match was awesome.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved everything about it. And then like the ending was like, so Tegan Nox had Dakota Kai like all beat up and then pull the tape out. And she's like, she said something like along the lines of like, I'm going to end your career or something like that. She's like, I'm finishing you forever. I was like, yeah, get it, girl. Like, yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
go.
You go. Like, come on. So then she like sets up the table, puts Dakota Kai on top and puts her head in a chair. Like lays it on the thing, and the whole crowd was so into it. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Well,
Like,
she has this moment where she's like snaps, beats Dakota Kai up a bunch, and then has this moment of like, "Whoa, what just came over me? What did I just do?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was oh boy. Better put her head in a chair." Like it was sort of like, let me evaluate if I enjoyed the person I just became.
Yeah,
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that felt good. I like that. Yeah. So then she like lays her on the table, and then I can't remember
Raquel Gonzalez.
Raquel Gonzalez shows up. She was in the Mae Young Classic. We hadn't seen her up until this point, like at all. I think
You know, it's funny with NXT moving closer to being a third brand, or as Triple H says that it is a third brand. Now the sort of the developmental territory is like the WWE Performance Center, which is apparently because like new recruits are public information, and so Raquel Gonzalez showed up, and Mauro Ranallo is like, oh, she's been making waves at the WWE PC. And it's like, we shouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, it's so odd that it's like now just sort of knocked down the line. But anyway, yeah, she was in the Mae Young Classic and she's been training at the Performance Center. And now she's here and she throws
Tegan Nox off the turnbuckle, like picks her up, and just like like chucks her.
And not through the table because the table does not break.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She hits and it's just like,
The table falls over to its side, but like the table doesn't break, which makes it a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's when I saw the ref dive behind the table to be like, "Holy crap, are you okay?"
yeah.
And then Dakota Kai this whole time is like, "What?
Cool.
What?"
Yeah.
And Raquel's like helps her pin Tegan Nox, so Dakota Kai wins by pinfall. And then the whole time Dakota Kai's like, are you going to attack me as well? And Raquel Gonzalez helps her stand up and holds her hand up and is like, look, she won. Dakota Kai's like, I don't know you.
I don't know. Very strange. Stop coming here.
Yeah. Now, that's exactly what happened when the Authors of Pain attacked. Seth Rollins was like, what's going on? Why are the Authors of Pain here? And then, of course, he was in control the whole time.
Yeah.
So maybe Raquel Gonzalez is working for Dakota Kai. Or maybe she legitimately is like, why are you here?
What is going on?
So, yeah. I don't know. But, boy, what a good match. That was... You could really tell... It was... Actually, here some more insight from Kathleen. In the same way of like the matches between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you can tell that in real life they are very, very good friends, because you have to be really good friends. You have to be on very good terms with someone to have this kind of a match where it looks like you just hate each other.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
The match was awesome. I loved this. I loved everything about this. I just can't say enough good things about it. I don't know, dude. It put me as like a fan favorite of both women going forward. It's like the exact kind of match they needed to have, because like we didn't really know a lot about them, and like we knew they had this feud and stuff like that. But I mean, as far as being on NXT TV, like they jump each other a couple times, but it's never anything like this. Justified what they were trying to present on camera. Like for the storyline and stuff.
Yeah, because the feud leading up to it was like, okay, I guess, and then like a street fight. Really? Okay, all right. And then the street fight was like, oh, I see. I see why you needed to get that out of your systems. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
There's an ad for NXT UK TakeOver Dublin, which is the first time Nigel McGuinness points out the first time that NXT UK has ever had a takeover not in the UK, because of course Ireland is not in the UK, so that's cool. So I still often forget that NXT UK is a different thing.
I forget about it all the time.
Sorry, NXT UK.
NXT UK. I'm sure you're great.
Next is Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So the story here was Finn Balor showed up on NXT and was like, I'm back. I'm back on NXT. And they had that face-off. We talked about this, I believe. They had the sort of the face-off with Undisputed Era on one side of the ring, and they were sort of harassing Tommaso Ciampa, whatever. And then Johnny Gargano comes out, and it's 2-on-4, and then Finn Balor comes out, and then it's like, oh, okay, now we got a squad here that we can actually do this fight. And then Finn Balor does that amazing like bicycle kick,
the Pele kick.
Hits Johnny Gargano in the head. Undisputed Era all attack Tommaso. His last name now is escape. It's now word meaningless
Tommaso
sounds.
Ciampa.
Ciampa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ciampa.
Tomato Ciampa.
Asuka. Ciampa. Anyway,
love Asuka.
And then Finn Balor just stands over Gargano, who needed time off to heal an unrelated injury. So he was out for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and basically in the meantime, Finn Balor was like, I ruled NXT, and then I left NXT, and a bunch of boys moved in. It's just like a bunch of children,
a bunch of babies.
Yeah. And they played. It's cool. They played a clip of him from WWE backstage, where he was saying that thing where he's like, Raw and SmackDown, those are like Hollywood. You know, you can sort of hide behind the flash and the glitz and the glamour and everything, but NXT is Broadway.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not Raw and SmackDown Finn Balor. I'm here to be NXT Finn Balor, which is, it's weird that they're having that distinction on their own. They're just saying that out loud.
Yeah.
That it's like,
yeah.
It's just odd that they're having someone in character admit like, Raw and SmackDown, it's a big spectacle, but it kind of sucks. Yeah. Whereas NXT is where the real fighting happens.
Art, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. So this is basically a Pride of NXT feud. It's the heart and soul of NXT on a stick match.
Yeah. I mean, they did that with Sami Zayn, but now Gargano, there always has to be a heart and soul, right?
Yeah.
And that's like Gargano's new thing.
And I have never
Not new thing, but it's been his thing.
Yeah. I have never seen less body fat in a match.
Yeah, dude.
Gargano, like Finn Balor has always been like incredibly lean.
Yeah.
But I've never seen Gargano this like svelte.
Yeah.
He's wiry.
Yeah.
He looked really thin in some places,
Yeah.
but all muscle. But like I was like, geez, this is a new look for him.
Yeah.
You know?
He looks great.
Yeah. And
I thought this match was fine. Like it's like it was good. But it was just fine. Like you know what I mean? Like I didn't think it was like anything gangbusters.
okay, good. I'm glad it wasn't just me, actually.
It's like I thought it was good.
Because
like, I'm
Mara
not saying
was hyping
bad.
this up as like the dream match of Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano, and it was good, but it wasn't like
I think it lost a lot
mind-blowing.
when Gargano had to go away injured. You know? Like it lost a step. Imagine if this
In the feud leading up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like in the feud leading up, and just like hiccups like that will cost a feud a lot of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like artistic real estate. You know what I mean? Like when something like this gets delayed and it's just like what we all want to see, and I have this problem again later tonight. We'll talk about it, but I don't know. I just thought it was fine. It was just fine. Like it was good. I'm not saying it was bad.
yeah,
by
no,
any
there
stretch
was
of the meaning.
there was no bad match on this card.
No. And this one was like just a lot of like very good chain wrestling, right? Like from a what's the word I'm looking for? From a technical standpoint,
Yeah.
this match was brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't know, I just didn't feel like they actually really hated each other, I guess, you know? And I don't know if that's a product of me just like not if it's my problem or if it's just like the way that like I said, where the
I liked
feud got split
when
up.
Finn got a little bit of smack talk in when he
Yeah.
was like, "Do you know who you're in with?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand who you're fighting?" Was
Yeah.
basically what he was saying. Yeah,
I mean, Finn was getting cheered at the end and Gargano was getting booed at the end there.
yeah.
So
which
it's
was-
just like it just seems like it ever since Gargano did that stuff with Aleister Black and like the whole title, like where that heel, the quote unquote, it wasn't really a heel turn, but it was like him just acting within his character's limits. It made sense from a character standpoint, but it just seems like he's not the like beloved baby face, like 100% behind him all the time, which is good. Like it's good for characters to have different angles. Like we're all humans, right? Like
Yeah.
it's better. I don't want just a character that's always good, you know? And it's like, I guess that's why I have a problem with people complaining about like people jumping back and forth between heel and babyface, which just feels archaic from like a wrestling standpoint. Cause it's like, you always have to have a heel and you always have to have a babyface. And I was like, I don't think it's necessarily true.
No.
Right. And I like characters that just have a wider spectrum than just,
Yeah.
I am always good and I am here to like hug babies and, you know, tell everyone good job.
And this felt like a good example of that, even though they were definitely trying to push, you know, Gargano as, you know, he's Johnny TakeOver, he's Johnny Wrestling, he's Johnny Gargano. Come on, look at him, look how great he is. And
Look at him go.
Finn Balor's being mean and nasty.
Dude, how good was Gargano's ring outfit? It was the Venom stuff that Finn usually wears when he's the demon.
Oh, yeah.
But it was the one eye. He had the one eye was like closed like that Gargano. The
yeah,
face
yeah.
they used to. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's so good.
That is
That's
good.
such a brilliant little touch. Yeah. Yeah, match was great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Finn ends up winning. So I guess that drop kick he does, it's called the John Woo drop
The
kick.
John Woo drop kick.
Why?
I guess because in John Woo movies they like dive through the air firing guns. Is it because he points at him like this beforehand?
But he can't. But because it's WWE, they can't do guns.
Yeah.
Right? Because like corporate would never let them get away with doing guns. So Finn has to do this thing where he like points with but he puts his fingers out just a little bit. He's like, they're kind of guns, right? And it's like his parents are watching. Like, hey, what did I tell you about the guns? He's like, sorry. You know, like, sorry, no guns in this household, Finn.
He hits him. Finn hits Gargano off of one of the announce tables into the barricade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. And then does he actually put him through the table, or then he just carries him back in the ring after that?
No, they don't go through the table because
Yeah.
that happens later.
All right. Then he just carries him back into the ring and hits him with the coup de grace, which looked brutal.
Yeah.
The coup de grace, where Finn Balor just steps on you,
Yes.
but not in the cool way.
Not in the good way.
No.
Yeah, not in the way you'd hope, Internet.
No. He just is like, see that rib cage?
Yeah.
Watch me cave this in. just right in the middle.
Hey,
It
kids.
looked brutal.
Want to see a dead body? And then Finn Balor jumps off the top rope. Yeah. So Finn wins with the 1916 DDT that he does. Yeah. That's what I expected to happen, I think. Like, as far as from the way the storyline is and what you need from out of Finn Balor is, like, you can't have Finn lose. Gargano's, like, the only one who can get away with, like, losing a lot.
Yeah.
And still have the same stock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, wins and losses are important in wrestling, no matter what WWE tries to make us believe, right?
Yeah, but people just love Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
So there's a little backstage segment, which I bring up only because of one sort of fun moment at the end of it. So it's Kathy Kelly, who is the NXT sort of backstage interviewer.
Yeah.
Much loved backstage interviewer, and is actually leaving. In fact, this is her last night with WWE. She posted earlier in the week that it was a big decision. She loves WWE. It's meant a lot to her, but she wants to move on to other things. And you know, there's a lot of like heartfelt goodbye. There was a post where Triple H and Undisputed Era, like, half out of character, like induct her as the fifth member of Undisputed Era. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they like do like a cool thing with her, and then, you know, like, say goodbye. But in this moment, Undisputed Era is still being the jerk holes that they normally are, which is why, you know, she's kind of trying to get information out of them. And then at the end, Adam Cole is like, look, everything, you know, Undisputed Era is going to hold on to her titles. Everything's fine. Now you can leave, Kathy.
That was great. Yeah.
Right, because the crowd, which the crowd booed because the crowd knows she's leaving, and to have him be like, you know, now that I've told you what I need to say, now you're allowed to leave the company, was just a great little touch there, because the crowd was like, oh, boo,
Boo.
we like her, stop that, don't be mean to Kathy. So
Keep Summer safe.
yeah. Next is Rhea Ripley defending the NXT Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
And this felt like a vehicle for the actual matchup that we're all looking forward to.
Yes, but so the video package ahead of this.
Yeah.
So
Are you talking about Bianca's line? Yes.
so good.
It was so
It
good.
killed it. Kathleen and I both just fell about laughing because of this. So Charlotte wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then she comes out on Raw the next night and she's like, so I get to challenge for any women's title at WrestleMania that I want. And I will decide later, and leaves. And then she comes out the next week and is like, I don't really know who I should decide. You know, I've got there, I could challenge Becky for the Raw title, or I could challenge Bayley for the SmackDown title. And then Rhea Ripley comes out on Raw and is like, well, if you're looking for someone to challenge, you could always challenge me for the NXT women's title.
Graham, that's not what Rhea Ripley sounds like.
No, because she's from
I might.
she's from Australia. Yes, that's exactly what she sounds like. Good, good.
Mate.
Yes.
Fucking right, bloody grungo, mate. That's pretty good, right? That's Rhea Ripley, all right. Ooh, she in this room? Fuck.
Oh my god.
Fucking fair dinkum, mate.
Do they call them wrestlies?
Wrestlies?
Is that what they call them?
Are you gonna make me look that up?
Yeah, look it
for
up.
God's
I don't know.
sake.
Look it up, Beej.
Do they call the people who do the wrestling wrestlies?
Yeah, well, they call
All right.
firefighters fireys, like on the news. You know,
On the news like children.
you know what they call ambulance drivers?
No.
Ambos.
Ambo, that's a good one, though.
Yeah.
I like Ambos.
It's just
Ambos, mate.
and the because I remember when the first time Kathleen and I went down there was a story on the news that was like the murder weapon had been discovered in a dumpster by a couple of garbos earlier in the day, and it's like, how are you the news?
That's way better than my Australian accent.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I didn't say fair dinkum enough.
Fair dinkum is the God's greatest gift to the English language. And thank you, Australia. Like I can't thank Australia enough for fair dinkum.
That's a good one.
Fair dinkum's awesome.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
This will keep me busy for an hour. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good. So, well, you're not going to want to
good.
miss
You can
this.
stop stealing all my jokes then.
Oh, so Charlotte doesn't answer Ripley, but she does show up on the next episode of NXT. So on the next NXT, then Bianca Belair was going to Ripley and was like, what are you doing? You're the NXT champion and you're trying to be like challenging people on Raw. I'm right here. I got 8 eliminations in the Royal Rumble. I was basically the first half of that match. I deserve a shot at this title. What the heck are you doing? And then Charlotte shows up and is like, basically Charlotte and Ripley are talking back and forth across Bianca Belair, and she's like, excuse me, and says to Charlotte, you don't even go here.
You don't even go to this school, Charlotte.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was saying. I love it. Just, you don't even go here. It's like,
It was
my God.
The one that made me laugh was the girl. Nuh-uh. That line got me, dude. Because Bianca Belair says, girl. Nuh-uh. To Charlotte. As in, like, no, you're not allowed. Get in line.
Do you know what, Beach, here's another one for you. Adam, help me out here. Do you know what an EST is?
An EST?
Bianca Belair is the EST of NXT.
I don't know. Extra sensory
Tank.
Yes.
Great. We'll all climb inside Bianca Belair and be very calm. No. Is it like
You looked at me like I was such an idiot. Oh, fuck, that was amazing. Holy shit, you looked at me like I was the actual dumbest person to ever say anything. That was fucking awesome. Oh man. Holy shit. Fuck, that got me. Oh, man.
So
know that I do not mean
I know
that.
you don't.
Good.
I don't believe that for a second, but just the way you looked at me like, are you a fucking, is my co-host an idiot? Like, are you, do you just say the first thing that comes to your head? Like that tiny underdeveloped fucking lizard brain?
Is it just meant, is it just meant to be the superlative? Like she's the strongest?
It's like being the goat. Is that what you mean?
Is it? I don't know. Is it
being the goat?
Is it an initialism?
I think it stands for something, right?
It must, because Mauro kept saying it like it fucking meant something.
What's weird is when
Eastern Standard Time.
When I Google wrestling EST, just wrestling EST, the first thing to come up is Bianca Belair.
It's a conspiracy. They don't want us to know.
Yeah, it's the superlatives. The EST of NXT is the strongest, fastest, toughest, and all around best.
Okay.
Good. That's pretty good. I like that.
I like that
the
too.
EST of NXT.
She came up with that when she was a child, not like in kayfabe, like an actual.
Oh, like an actual baby?
When she was a real actual child.
It's a world's smartest fucking baby.
Apparently.
You know what I came up with when I was a child? You know what my best thing was?
What?
I call the day before Christmas Eve Christmas Adam.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I've heard
and my
that
birthday is the day before New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Adam.
Yeah.
I just realized, by the way, that you said extrasensory, and I said tank. But like an extrasensory tank would be like you get in
Very
it, and it's
sensitive.
just like loud noises and bright lights.
Yeah.
And we
you
did
can
a whole
stand sensory overload hype van.
we did a whole Corpline bit about that. Yeah, the sensory overload.
hype van.
Yeah,
You
but
can
that-
stands Mountain Man Slam can sensory overload hype van.
Yeah, but there was the tank as well.
Yeah.
It was some sort of like it was like scalding hot fluid and bright lights and loud noises, and you would just get in
sounds
and
awful.
like
It was like it was like being in an earthquake in a wave pool. Like it was.
That sounds like fucking awful.
oh my god.
All right.
So yeah, basically Bianca Belair's argument was like, you don't get to go around challenging people on other brands and not also let me have a shot at this title.
Yeah.
And Rhea Ripley was like, "What?
Yeah, you got me.
Fair
there.
dinkum,
Fair dinkum.
fair dinkum." She said, and I quote, "Fair dinkum, mate. How you going?"
You can't.
And so then they had this match.
Fucking fair dinkum. God bless me. Ja Rule bless that phrase.
So they Ja Rule?
Yeah. I don't know where I got it from, but just saying Ja Rule bless X.
That's good.
Say it all the time.
Wow.
Isn't he in jail? Because of Firefest or whatever?
I think he certainly had to pay some amount of money for it. I don't know if he actually went to like jail for Firefest, but
Rich people don't go to jail.
Rich, true, yeah. Being rich just means you can do crime and get fined for it, which just means you get to do crime. So
You mean I get to do any crime?
yeah, I mean most crime apparently. Anyway, my notes aren't loading anymore, but yeah. This was also a cool match.
Yeah, I like this one too a lot. But all the women's, like both women's matches were awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
So when a wrestler pulls on the hair of
Yes.
their opponent, the ref is like, you can't pull on their hair, and he gives them like the countdown.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, you got to break. But I guess there's no rule against you hitting your opponent with your hair?
No,
Cool. Well,
because that's what Bianca does.
she's broken the meta wide open. Why don't they all have enormous braids now? Because at one point she just whips Rhea Ripley in the stomach with her hair.
Yeah.
And the ref's like, fair dinkum. So that Ripley understands him.
Oh man, that got me. Oh fuck! I just picture Rhea Ripley like, mate, and he's like, fair dinkum.
It's fair dinkum,
And
I'm
she's
sorry.
Like, no, the culture of my people. He understands it. He said the thing. We have to let it happen.
At some point, Rhea Ripley has to bust out, I didn't come here to fuck spiders.
Yeah, actually that might be better than fair dinkum.
Yeah. Well, the best part is because that was one of that was the thing that was invented as a joke to make fun of how silly Australian slang is.
Yeah.
And then all of Australia was just like, yeah,
yeah, we'll
that's
take that.
ours now.
Yeah, we love this.
Yeah,
Not here to fuck spiders. I used to like I worked with a lot of like Kiwis, which isn't not the same. They're not the same.
yeah.
But they have a lot of like the slang is the same. Generally, and I'm not here to fuck spiders was like the first time that I heard that, and I was like, wow, that's brilliant. It just works on so many levels. Yeah, Rhea Ripley wins this match. Actually, I like the ending where like they were both on the top rope.
Yeah.
And like Rhea Ripley slipped out and then like pulled Bianca's ponytail.
Yeah.
And like she smacked her head into the turnbuckle, like did the dook, and then like turned it into the riptide.
Like a pump handle riptide.
Yeah, it was great.
Also,
Yeah.
what a great name for a move.
The riptide?
The riptide.
Yeah.
Because her name is Ripley. It's good. It's
Get
good-
it? Do you get it?
It's good. I can't wait till she moves up to the main roster and then her name is just Rhea
Rhea. No, they'll be both
or
Ripley.
but
And
still.
then, no, they'll call her Ripley, and then she shows up with a big mech suit, and she's like, get away from her, you bitch. And then
Oh, yeah. Oi!
like, I might.
Get away from her, you bitch. Clunk, 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 clunk.
You're welcome, WWE. Actually, no, you're not welcome. Please don't do that. Yeah. No, please.
Please don't.
I was hearing that and then also seeing like Star wrestles the crocodile Star.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
No, it turns out that Aussies do not refer to professional wrestlers as wrestlies.
Is it wrestlos?
Wrestlos.
Do they just say wrestlers?
I'll try that. How about...
I assume they just say wrestlers, but they seem to have a nickname for every other occupation.
Yeah, they shorthand everything.
Yeah.
It's usually like the same way that hockey players shorthand everything. Like hockey player nicknames are just your name shortened with a Y. Like
yeah.
Savvy, Starkey, Starko.
yeah.
Shorzy.
Like yours would be just Deers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I would be Savvy. And Graham would probably be Starko. Starks. You know?
I like Starko. That's pretty good.
Starko. Johnny Starko.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up now. Australian slang.
No, they do
for
not.
Wrestler.
They just call them wrestlers.
They call them wrestlers.
But
They say everything else weird. Why don't they say this weird?
I am relying upon our Discord.
Oh, you asked?
Oh, you're asking them live?
Yes.
Oh, sick.
Oh.
They don't know why. They'll know now.
Yeah, they know now.
And they're
You,
like,
you
No.
know, though, from personal experience, that Australians cannot agree on their own slang.
yes.
Ooh.
So do I type in the chat or in the Discord, I think you're lying to me.
Yes.
Great.
No, if you really want to set them off, you would say, like, this other Australian tells me you're wrong. You know,
By the name of Graham Stark.
No.
No,
You just
no,
you set them on themselves.
Right.
Yeah, you make them fight each other.
Yeah. And then you steal their Tim Tams and get back on the plane.
Thanks for the candy, idiots.
16 hours of Tim Tams.
Yeah, perfect. What are we talking about? Right. So yes, Rhea Ripley.
We're gonna get it. Oh, and then
So this is a sweet match.
Yes.
A lot of good stuff in the ring. Rhea Ripley wins the match.
yeah.
And then Charlotte Flair shows up
Yeah.
and attacks Ripley.
Yes.
And Flair says, you know what, I've thought about it,
Yeah.
and I'll see you at WrestleMania.
I was fucking praying that she attacked her and be like, not you. And then just leaves.
That would have been pretty funny,
That would have
too.
been awesome.
To be fair, I'm more excited about this than her fighting Becky or Bayley.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, like, still get to Ripley versus Charlotte. But if I was booking this, and maybe there's a reason I'm not, but have Charlotte attack Rhea and then say, not you.
that would be pretty funny.
Oh my God, the crowd would have gone ballistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that means she's got to...
Then you just got to figure out a way to get there. Right?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
hard, though. It's wrestling. It's
That's
like
true.
super simple. But just that moment would have been awesome.
I wonder how that's going to
Not
go out.
you.
'Cause it's
Never
like,
you.
if Charlotte wins, then it's like, cool, you're the NXT champ. Now you're on NXT every week.
Yeah.
You know, which
Charlotte's not going to win.
No.
There's no way. I'll eat my hat.
You don't wear a hat. You genius.
I'll eat all my hair.
No, gross.
Oh,
You. I don't like that. Oh, man. That sounds gross. Yuck, yuck.
Don't like...
If you owned a hat, it would contain a little bit of hair.
I have a Princess Auto hat.
You do.
It's in my cubby. I'll eat my Princess Auto hat.
Oh.
With sriracha ketchup.
No, first I'll just... Damn it, Beat, stop stealing my joke! I was just about to say, but first I'll dip it in ketchup. Fuck. God, dude.
To be clear, all I said in this conversation that we are referencing is that I did not dip my grilled cheese in ketchup.
I know.
This isn't... I was not taking any stance on anybody else.
Well,
this
you
isn't
did.
like the... This
You
isn't...
did take a stand.
This isn't like the what order you put milk and cereal in the bowl thing, where people...
Cereal first.
Yes, exactly. Because if you put milk in, you're a psychopath. Whereas...
It's like, who puts milk in first?
Exactly.
That's fucking weird.
Yes. Whereas in this case, I'm like, I don't have I don't dip my grilled cheese in ketchup.
Yeah.
But if you do, that's cool, and
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a big gulf in my culinary opinions here.
Oh, man.
The only time I have milk first
Yeah.
with cereal is when I'm done eating the cereal and there's milk left, and I add
And you
more
put
cereal.
more cereal back into
that's
yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
though. You're
Yeah.
not like... You're not a fucking cat. You're not filling up
Yeah.
your bowl with milk first and be like,
No.
what a delicious snack I'm making myself.
That's starting with stage 2. You don't start with stage 2.
No.
No.
Now the real question though is how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish?
Beach?
Like, but he can't fry fish.
No, exactly. Exactly, because it's a hypothetical, right?
You've cracked the code.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You get to work on the show for another week.
Oh, shit.
Our next match you see is the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Broserweights.
Oh, yeah. The vignettes for this were awesome.
Oh, yeah. Of Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
They basically threw themselves together as a tag team to compete in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic on NXT, and they ended up winning because they just actually kind of gelled really well as a tag team, which is super fun. It's neat when they sort of put two people who don't necessarily have very different styles.
I don't think, has the Classic ever been won by an actual tag team? Did the Authors of Pain win it?
Yeah, didn't they?
Because like usually the team that
think
wins it is like a thrown together team. Because like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor won it one year.
I think it's previously been actual tag teams.
No.
But you look up the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
More than happy to.
Thank you. Anyway, the reason that I asked Beach that ridiculous question is because the Undisputed Era comes out, and then the Broserweights come out driving a neon illuminated golf cart carrying the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy and wearing t-shirts that say, how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Which is then a question that Matt Riddle poses to them on microphone. It's very weird. He gets the crowd to sing along. There's lyrics that come up on screen with a fish that hops between the words. It's...
To make sure you know that you can sing along.
It's very, very strange.
Because wrestling fans are idiots, you see.
I do love that they had this all set up. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
we're going to need a Chyron for this. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, okay, what do you want? What is it going to say? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? What?
Okay. 2015 at Full Sail University, won by Finn Balor
Yeah.
and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
At 2016 at the Air Canada Center, the Authors of Pain.
There we go. Okay.
New Orleans, Louisiana, at Smoothie King Center. was the Undisputed Era.
Oh,
Okay.
Again, back at Full Sail University, Aleister Black and Ricochet.
oh okay.
And then the Broserweights.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're 3-2 between actual established tag teams and thrown together pairs of folks.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know if I like it.
Would
but
you consider these three? Okay, so no, 3 thrown together technically, because don't you consider this thrown together?
yeah, I said 3.
Oh, 3. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
three
yeah,
to 3 to 2.
3 to 2.
Thrown together. 3
So
thrown
I
together
win.
teams.
And to be fair, this year's would have either been the Broserweights or Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yes, they were in the.
But they're an
finals.
actual tag team.
Yeah.
Grizzled Young
Okay.
Veterans.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm a Grizzled Young Veteran.
So yeah, Matt Riddle is wrestling his like flippy technical MMA style with his tiny shorts and his no shoes, and doing like
Stupid, sexy Matt Riddle.
And
his
doing
tiny
his-
shorts.
doing his MMA style and a lot of like kicks and high flying and
Knees,
stuff.
yeah.
And then Pete Dunne is in there with the joint manipulation and the
Very European style.
punching
Yeah.
a lot in the head. Punches you in the head because
just
you
gonna punch
support
him.
the wrong football team.
Yeah. Oh, you said football too.
Well, yeah, it's so that the people from the UK
In
know what
God's
I'm talking
country, we
about.
call that soccer, Graham.
Which one's God's country?
I don't know. The United States of America.
Oh, yeah, they do call it there. Yeah,
Where Jesus was born. God damn it.
right. Yes,
They call it the
US.
Bible Belt for a reason, you idiot. So the leading up to this too, they had these vignettes of after they won the classic, they had to get to Portland, and so Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle were like trying to get there, and they didn't have like a ride to get to
Are they
Portland.
implying they drove the golf cart the whole way there?
No.
Oh,
so
damn it.
they snuck a ride. They ended up sneaking onto Triple H's private plane.
Right.
There's a big thing about like he's like, let's get in the boot, because they call it the boot in wherever fucking Pete Dunne's from.
England.
England.
Yeah.
In England, James. And Pete Dunne was like, can you please stop calling it the boot? He's like, as long as you stop saying the boot in that ridiculous accent. He's like, what do you mean?
Apparently, Triple H was playing along with it because someone was like, "Oh, did you see the Broserweights on your plane?" And he was like, "They were on my plane."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
like on Twitter.
Yeah. It was really good.
That would explain all the smoke.
Yeah, bro.
Pete Dunne is from Birmingham.
Birmingham. That makes sense. That tracks.
Birmingham, Alabama,
England.
England.
What county is Birmingham?
Oh, Pete Dunne. I was thinking Matt Riddle. I was like, isn't there a Birmingham, Alabama? There's a Birmingham in Alabama, right?
I can't.
I need to know this answer right now before we continue on with this
the
facade or
Yes.
charade. Okay, thank you. Finally.
209,000 people.
Wow.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
210,000 people. Oh shit, it's growing. Oh wait, no, that was last. Oh yeah, it's shrinking. It was 210, then 209.
Ah.
Oh no.
Thank God. We finally defeated Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah. Take that, you
By this
idiots.
time next year, there'll be no one left. As they move, we're not going to... Don't worry, we're not genociding Birmingham, Alabama.
Remember when the show was about wrestling?
No.
No, it was never about wrestling.
It's about,
That's the problem.
It's about storytelling.
It's about
Beej.
story speech. Yeah, it's about art, you fucking
I
idiot.
am chastened.
Yeah. Good Lord, you come on our show and tell us what it is?
Bobby Fish looks like Colonel Sanders,
Oh,
right?
He really does.
Okay.
I think Dick Dastardly.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, he's tying somebody to railroad tracks after
Yeah.
this. He's like, sorry, guys, can't hang out. Got some people to tie to railroad tracks. And he twirls his mustache.
Further feedback from Kathleen. She's like, if I could have a beard that would look that good all the time, I would have a beard.
Yeah.
Because it's a good-looking beard.
Oh, yeah, he's a good-looking man.
It's working for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 43.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. It's like it's got the dark mustache.
And it's got
and
like the
dark,
two perfect gray streaks.
Yeah.
Like,
it's wild.
it's perfect. God's perfect beard. God's like, wow, good thing I made that.
in America. Where my son was born.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. I wonder what he's up to these days. My son.
Does the ref not care if Pete Dunne bites fingers?
No, he doesn't.
Really?
Doesn't give a
That's
shit.
weird.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, where's the line, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
actually, speaking of which, back in the Finn Balor Johnny Gargano match,
Yeah.
they're both outside the ring farting around in the near the commentary area, and the ref is doing the count out, and Nigel McGuinness is like, the ref is counting, he's up to 5, and then the ref just stops counting, and there's like it's like a pause, and then it's like, well, the referee's allowing some leniency here, because the ref just stops counting at that point.
yeah.
Because it's like they're doing a bunch of stuff outside, and it's going to be a double count out if he doesn't let them
Do
if
their
he doesn't
thing.
stop counting.
Wrestling
And
rules
then a moment later, Johnny Gargano like rolls into the ring, and Nigel's like, "Now Johnny's in the ring. That's broken the count." And it's like, no, hold on.
Hey, wait a second.
Oh, you just said there's no count anymore.
It would have been better if they like, I want to see the ref stop counting at 5, and then like 3 minutes later, be like 6, 7, or like 8, 9, 10, and then just like give them the, oh, you're both out. And it's like, man, unlucky. Yeah. This match was fun too.
Yeah, it was super fun.
I really enjoyed this one.
Some really good stuff.
I love O'Reilly and Fish together.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch.
I like there was a moment where Matt Riddle was trying to get in to break up a pin attempt, and Bobby Fish is like holding him to stop him from getting in the ring.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle's got long reach
Yeah.
too, so there was a bit where he's still holding the tag ropes, but reaches like halfway along the ropes and
Yeah.
does like and like tags in just on Pete Dunne's back at one
Yeah.
point, so the other whoever he was fighting didn't notice that he tagged in at that point.
Yeah.
A lot of really good tag stuff. I know that we've talked a lot before about how, generally speaking, we would rather that an established tag team that has been a tag team for years and knows how to tag team should have the edge over two singles wrestlers who are just
But they
operating
can't win
as a
every
tag
time.
team.
That'd be boring.
Yeah, exactly. But I like that a big thing about these two was that everyone, including them, if not most of all them, are like, wow, we really gelled together well.
Yeah.
You know, like they're sort of surprised about it the whole time, you know, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's next for either of them, but they're NXT Tag Team Champions.
The Broserweights, sorry, we should say.
Yeah, the Broserweights.
They win.
Yeah, they win.
Which is like, I knew that this would be the storyline going, both coming out of this and like coming out of this pay-per-view was like the Undisputed Era losing all of their titles, which is what I thought was going to happen.
Same, yeah.
I was like, oh, they're probably just going to like do a thing where like they lose everything, and then, I mean, they're the heels, but everybody still cheers for them, right? Like the Undisputed Era, we're supposed to dislike them, but we don't, because they're fucking cool, right? They do cool things. Their entrances are cool. Their music is cool.
I like that they still do the boom
Oh, that's the best part.
for the boom,
Yeah.
but they still do it for Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah. They all do it in different ways too.
Yeah.
Like Roderick Strong like stands in the middle of the ring and then like looks up and like does his arm spread out when the boom happens. I don't know. What do O'Reilly and Fish do?
I think they go to different turnbuckles and point at each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, what's his name?
Adam Cole
has the best one.
Yeah.
But that's just genius. What a fundamental understanding of wrestling, right?
Yeah.
To do that and be like, this is going to get over. Mm-hmm. And it's just, every time I see it, I'm like, that is so fucking brilliant. Because not only does it time out your entrance, everybody knows it's coming every time, right? And we love to like, you know, us lemmings, we love to fucking just,
We like to shout along.
yeah.
Your main event. The last match of the evening in what's already been a real stonker of a show is the NXT Championship.
Stonker like good stonker?
Yeah. Stonking great show.
Who says that?
I think I picked it up from Zero Punctuation.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah. And Tommaso Ciampa challenging Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa never lost the NXT Championship, which he refers to lovingly as Goldie.
Yeah.
This was in the middle of his big feud with Johnny Gargano,
Yes.
where they were the tag team DIY, and then Ciampa turned on him and betrayed him and beat the crap out of him with a crutch, and it was amazing. It was a almost unique example of everyone who is in on the storylines as we are playing along. That anytime anyone mentioned Ciampa, people would just be like, oh,
him.
that bastard.
Yeah, that fucking asshole.
Fuck that guy. He deserves every awful thing that happens to him. Not meaning it. They're just like, it was his turn on Gargano was such a betrayal in storyline that everybody was like so committed to acting actually mad about it, which was great. And it's just like Ciampa was just the most irredeemable evil man. Mm-hmm. And then he got injured and he had to relinquish the title. Yeah. And then he was out for a long time. And then just before he came back, WWE released a video of him like battling through, like surgery and recovery and rehab and just to get back into fighting shape. And it was incredibly sympathetic. And then when it was released, he tweeted something about, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was essentially he was tweeting like, well, there goes my heat.
That's really funny.
Something like that. He's like, wow, they're not going to hate me now.
Yeah.
And it's true. He was back and everybody was like, yay.
Yeah.
And so he's been like, it's
kind of like when Roman came back. It's like nobody's ever going to boo him again.
Yeah.
Right?
So
I couldn't even bring myself to boo Roman.
No.
It's like, God, he fought cancer and he won.
Yeah. He beat it. So he came back, and then there was this whole stuff with Undisputed Era and Finn Balor, and he was sort of like, okay, when there was the Survivor Series, he was like, I'm still coming for Goldie. We're going to put that to the side just for now, just for this, and then I'm coming for Goldie, which he has one of his knee pads. He has Goldie embroidered on it. Mm-hmm. And so now he's finally getting his shot to get the title back.
Yes.
And so it's Tommaso Ciampa versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole leading into this he's the head of Undisputed Era. They've been, for the longest time, they've controlled all the titles in NXT. Only recently did Roderick Strong lose the North American title to Keith Lee. Yeah. And then earlier this evening, they lost the tag titles, but Adam Cole's the last one to sort of hold on to it, and so he's got to try and defend this. The Undisputed Era does feel like I've never thought about this before, but it does have similar feelings to a sort of a modern day D-Generation X. Yeah. I didn't just think of that because of they spray painted big X's on people in the video package, but in yellow and not green, because
legally distinct yellow.
Their color is yellow. But yeah, Kathleen was commenting just from the backstage interviews and the video package and everything that how much Adam Cole is like a 2020 take on Triple H. Mm-hmm. That kind of character.
I think he's always been that kind of character, right? Even like when he was in the Indies and stuff like that.
And he's just really good at it.
He's awesome.
He's this like irredeemable, like just shitheel leader.
Believes that it's his destiny to be a champion, right? Like it's a mandate from the fucking universe that Adam Cole should hold this title forever, and if he doesn't, it's a crime.
And he's got his squad of cronies who are good in their own right. It's not like they're useless, but he's in charge of it, and so he's a good character. Yeah,
they're all good. They're all.
You love to hate him. Oh boy, this match.
It was like unfortunate that the crowd was like pretty burned out. It felt like at the beginning of this match. They're sure they got into it near the end.
Oh yeah,
but like, oof, I don't envy these two like having to come on last.
I mean, it opened with dueling chants. People were chanting back and forth about like. I don't remember. It
Psycho
was
Killer and
right, Psycho Killer. Let's go Cole. Yeah, back and forth because Tommaso Ciampa is the Psycho Killer.
Yeah, but they don't say that on commentary because you can't corporate.
They referred to him that at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
That's wild.
Positive. I think it was Morrow, but I'm positive someone called him the Psycho Killer. Which just makes me think of the song. And anyway,
this was another great match.
This got a Fight Forever chant.
Yeah,
and that. It got a Fight Forever chant
before it started,
and then
didn't it?
No,
I'm pretty sure the Fight Forever chant did happen at the very beginning of the match.
The one that I heard, at least that I sort of noted, was like at what felt like was going to start to be the end of the match, and ended up only being like halfway through the match. Yeah. This match, I need to look up actually how long this match was because this was a long match.
33 minutes, 23 seconds.
I see that
long
now.
fucking match.
Yeah. And that, wow, yeah. So the first match was 20 minutes, 20 seconds. Balor Gargano was 27 minutes, 22. And then, yeah, this was 33, 23. But that's a lot. You were saying that the crowd started a little slow.
Just a
Obviously,
little slow,
they
but the match
got
started
into
a
it.
little slow. Like
Yep.
they were kind of just taking their time. It was a typical WWE main event match, or even like an NXT main event match, where it's like
I would say more so in NXT.
Yeah,
match,
more
because there
NXT.
was honestly there were way more kicking out of finishers in this match than there are in a typical.
I saw a really funny tweet that it was like, it's 2052. Adam Cole just got shot with a shotgun and kicked out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, yeah.
This match has yet to conclude.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. It's
No,
a
I
suspension
don't.
of disbelief. I've never been bothered by people kicking out of finishers, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't
I've
mind either.
never, ever in my life have I been like, well, why'd they kick out of that? You know? I'm like, no.
There was definitely disbelief with this. It was like, how?
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
Yeah.
What's going on? But not like, I have narrative issues with that.
Excuse me. Narrative issues? You in the back?
Excuse me. I will be discussing this on my podcast.
Oh no. Oh no. So yeah. Near the end of the match, the Undisputed Era come out, which is like another thing that I thought was interesting is that this storyline going forward is like, so the Undisputed Era comes out to help Adam Cole, but Adam Cole didn't come out to help anyone else.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Well, they never do.
Yeah.
Right? That never.
It's always like, the through line coming forward is like, they're going to be like, well, you never come and help us, I think. So the group will implode eventually, I think. I don't want them to, but.
That was always a criticism that people had that the WWE never followed through on, that I wish they had, of like when Ambrose was getting attacked and stuff, and like Roman Reigns never did anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like his brother from the Shield, Roman Reigns, was always just backstage and catering, being like, oh, Ambrose is getting his ass kicked again. Nom, 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 nom. Right? Whereas like Ambrose would sometimes show up to help Roman, and it's like, what's Roman doing? Why isn't he helping out here? And yeah, it's like, why couldn't Adam Cole or Roderick Strong, for that matter, come out during the tag match and help Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly out? I'd be a little annoyed if I were them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So
like,
but
they come out.
That's the kind of leader Adam Cole is.
Yeah.
Is that he's not gonna. He's got a title match later. I can't risk injuring myself to help you with your titles. I have a match.
Yeah.
Is what I'm inferring from what we know of
But
his
that
character.
makes sense though. Like, I
Oh
get
yeah.
that. That
Oh yeah.
seems
Yeah.
totally
No, I'm not saying it
reasonable.
doesn't make sense, but yeah, I agree with you that like
Yeah.
I hope that the others are like,
Wait a second.
we came out to help you. You didn't help us.
Yeah.
What the hell? So yeah, that's like quite near the end of the match. This is an intense match, particularly from Ciampa, because he's the most driven here. He has a goal.
Yeah.
Right? He's like gonna beat the tar out of Adam Cole and get my championship back. And Adam Cole's goal for this match is live.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Survive. It's like the Tropic Thunder. Survive.
Yeah, like he is definitely running away from Ciampa, metaphorically, in this match. Whereas Ciampa's the one that's like has a more clear,
There's a great actual little interview or backstage segment or vignette of Ciampa doing like a promo by himself in the auditorium where he had to relinquish the title like a year ago or whatever, whenever it was. It was like a year ago, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's awesome. If you have a time, I think it's on their YouTube channel. You can go find it. I think it's brilliant. So yeah, we get to near the end of this match, and Undisputed Era coming out, and they're interfering with everything, and Ciampa keeps kicking out.
And they're distracting the ref, and there's a moment where I think it's Bobby Fish or Roderick Strong or someone grabs the belt from the timekeeper's area, puts it in the ring while the other ones run around to the other side to distract the ref, and then Ciampa ends up knocking the ref out through the ropes by accident. The ref's out, and then he gets Adam Cole, locks him down, pins him, but there's no ref to count.
Yeah.
So the crowd counts, and they're 1, 2, 3. I think they got up to 12 before they start to lose steam of counting along, because there's no one coming out. And he's like, well, what am I going to do? What's going on here? And then finally some backup, for Ciampa, Johnny Gargano is out at ringside over by the belt. And Ciampa's like, oh, great, cool, awesome. And he goes to grab the belt because he's like, well, the ref is... I assume that he's saying, well, the ref is down, so I'm going to use the belt to clatter Adam Cole in the head, I guess, since they've cheated, sure.
Yeah.
And Gargano jerks the belt away from him.
Yeah.
And people are like, what huh? What's going on here? And Ciampa's like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing, Johnny?
Yeah, what you got there?
And then Johnny Gargano clocks Tommaso Ciampa in the head with the title belt and runs away.
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole, like the ref gets back up and Adam Cole pins Ciampa and wins the match and retains the title.
Yes. So.
Heel turn.
Yeah.
From Johnny Gargano.
Was it though? Like, are either of them really a heel? Are ever of them really a babyface?
A betrayal from Johnny Gargano, let's say.
But I'm just saying, as far as the Ciampa and Gargano characters go,
I'm amazed they were ever able to reconcile after the previous feud.
And I think they did this because we've never really had like that. We never got the conclusion to this thing.
Right.
Right? Because Ciampa and Gargano were supposed to fight each other. The takeover that Johnny Gargano became NXT champion was supposed to be Ciampa and Gargano, but then Ciampa got hurt.
Right.
And Adam Cole filled in.
Yeah.
And that's when Gargano won his NXT title. So it's like we've never been given the conclusion to this story, even though I think it'll be one of those things that goes on kind of forever. It'll always be there in like the back of our minds or the back of the storylines. Like it's always going to be a piece of it. I would like to see a conclusion, and I think this might be leading to like WrestleMania weekend. We could get, maybe it'll be like a fatal 4-way, like you know what I mean?
Because there's takeover Tampa.
Yeah.
Night before WrestleMania.
So it could be like Cole, Gargano, Ciampa, and like Balor in like a 4-way, you know? Because Balor had a number 1 contenders match, but lost because Gargano interfered.
Oh.
Or had a match with Adam Cole.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I thought it was fine. I don't want Gargano to like continually turn heel or whatever, like a Big Show kind of thing. I guess that's what a lot of people are worried about.
I want Gargano to act like a face all the time for everything except
with Ciampa.
Except with Ciampa.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's just I know he's like, no, I'm a good guy. I do good guy things. I just hate this dude.
Yeah, this dude.
I think that'd be really good.
Away from me, yeah. So
like, F that guy.
Yeah, I think I like that. I like that approach to it way more than what I was thinking.
So hopeful, but yeah, this is a
must-watch pay-per-view.
This whole pay-per-view was amazing. Yeah. Just it was just really solid. The in-ring performances and just the storytelling. It's you don't get it from main roster pay-per-views.
Nope. We don't.
Weird.
And we've stopped expecting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the saddest
I don't expect
part.
it
You
at
know
all.
what I mean? Like that's just like just watch main roster.
So when it does happen, it's like ooh,
it's like
neat.
Yeah. But I just don't see how they can. I don't see how Vince McMahon can look at NXT and see how popular it is. Like I don't know how much money NXT makes, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it makes no money.
I don't think
and
Vince,
that's why Vince doesn't do it the same way on the main roster.
I don't think Vince looks at NXT.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, yeah.
But I don't know. It's just hard to see, like, okay, so you can obviously tell these stories, these engaging long-term stories that fans love and get away with it. And I don't know why you won't do it with the talent that you have on the main roster. But I don't know either. Who knows? I don't know all the reasons. But, yeah, that was a TakeOver. I mean, every time a TakeOver happens, we all say the same thing. Wow, that was the best TakeOver ever.
Yeah.
You know? But
this was really, really,
this
really
one was good.
Yeah. The I look forward to discussing AEW when we get an opportunity to.
They have a pay-per-view soon, so we will
Revolution.
I think we're just going to do like a AEW catch-up, kind of like the same thing we used to do with WWE pay-per-views. We'll just try to catch up, and when Revolution happens, we'll record an episode after that sometime.
If you want to see something upsetting, you can watch the entire bit of Cody getting whipped on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's messed up.
So that's fun.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. But that's all we got for this episode. Really, we just wanted to talk about NXT TakeOver Portland. Yeah,
it was good. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. Yeah. Thoroughly sports entertain.
Very, very sports entertaining.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good enough to watch on 1x speed. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for listening to Sidewalk Slam. If you want to hit us up on Twitter, as some people who were at TakeOver did.
Yes,
Did
they
you
did.
see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they were.
I liked it.
They showed us a picture.
I remember to hit the heart button. I usually forget.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. I usually see these things. I'm like, oh, cute. And then I don't. But this time I was like, boop. Took the fucking 2 seconds out of my day, my busy schedule, to hit the heart
feel
button.
bad. I've got my mentions are all gummed up with ketchup discourse. Where is it? 18 hours ago. No. Hang on. 19 hours ago.
Like 20.
There we go. And like.
There, see?
Cheers.
Live.
Cheers,
Cheers
Sanjay.
to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, it is at Graham_LRR.
Yeah, and if you want to find me, it's at Wake Up Super.
And
if Beej at octagon dot
No.
Beej dot
No.
at Beej
Yep.
dot octagon dot social dot
No.
at Beej
Yep.
at octagon dot
Octodon.
octodon
Yeah.
octodon dot social.
Like think of a mastodon, but
Yeah.
it's like 8 mastodons, so it's an octodon.
How about I think of a fucking URL that makes sense? Huh? Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, you're right.
He's also at TuxBeach on Twitter, but doesn't really check it.
No.
So, yeah, that's it. Thanks, Beach, for looking stuff up and being there.
Thanks, Beej. Thanks for stealing all my
Thanks
jokes.
for stealing Adam's jokes.
Yeah, the ones that I'm like thinking ahead of time. Like,
Yeah.
man, on the show, I'm gonna hit him with a RoboCop joke. Nope. Fuck no.
If he gets to the joke first, it's fair dinkum.
I know.
God damn it.
They're wrestlers. They just call them wrestlers.
What is that, Mayor Quimby?
They don't call they don't call them wrestlers or wrestlers. They call them wrestlers.
Mayor Quimby.
Wrestlers.
You're
called
called them wrestlers.
wrestlers.
Say it right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.